this is not in your neck of the woods. You're out in Pennsylvania,
I am.
my home state, and well, your home state too. But you're originally from Philly. You live in Harrisburg now, and I'm from Pittsburgh originally. So, I mean, between the two of us, we have like all the cities in the state covered. like,
It
like,
is ours.
yeah, like you're from Philly, live in Harrisburg. I'm from Pittsburgh, and those are all like the bigger cities in the state. For them,
Yeah.
I guess there's like State College, and there's some other, like city Erie. There's some other city-esque type places, college towny type places, but anyway.
Yeah. They're not
So
as cool as, where we represent, but all right.
Philly's always been cool. Pittsburgh's gotten cooler over the years. I mean, it's always been kind of cool, but not a lot of people knew about it. Like it always kind of had like its like its pulse and its stuff going on. And now more people are finding out about it, so it's growing some, and it's a pretty affordable city. So in these times, like a lot of people are going there, but. Anyway,
I love the art there. You guys have a lot of, really different art museums, like the Mattress Factory, and the Warhol Museum is great. And then what's the guy, Randy? He has all this stuff outside.
Yes, I've never been to that thing.
Oh my
Which is
God,
embarrassing. I
so
know, I'm
fabulous.
from there. I've never been to that. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. He just does this like big outdoor like public art exhibit basically.
And he gives speeches, and they're really, just very eccentric. And it's such a cool place to go.
I gotta get there. I mean, it's funny. Like my wife has been there a couple times at this point, and I've taken her to the Warhol, and then I've taken her. I guess that's the main thing. We haven't been able to do any of the summer stuff because she's never been in the summer. So I haven't been able to take her to like Kennywood or Sandcastle or anything like that. And who knows when those things are going to be a thing again with the pandemic and stuff. But I hope someday she gets to experience some of the summer activities. It's just kind of funny because like she grew up on the coast in Massachusetts. So like, I don't know how impressed she would be by like my summer activities. You know what I mean? Like, this is a place I used to go. It's really cool. It's the wave pool. She'd be like, wow, that's really, I mean, I had the ocean, so I didn't really go to wave pools as a kid, but this is cool that this is what you got, good for you. I guess, I had the real thing, so I don't know, but so anyway, this isn't in Pennsylvania, but this is nearby in Jersey. Check it out. New Jersey legalizes recreational. I don't like marijuana as a word. I always say cannabis or pot.
Yeah.
I know that's a little nitpicky, but marijuana as a word, we got to stop using it. And they use it in the press all the time. And then they get it right here in this. We're looking at a little headline from ABC News here. The headline reads verbatim: New Jersey legalizes recreational marijuana. But in this, in the little like subheading here, they say 14 states and DC have now legalized cannabis. They get it right in the subheading, but not the headline. What are they trying to pull? What the hell, ABC? But anyway, New Jersey, they legalized recreational cannabis. They're the latest state to permit it. They approved a series of bills on Monday, and it regulates the sale of cannabis to anyone over the age of 21. And here's what the governor, Phil Murphy, said in a statement. This legislation will establish an industry that brings equity and economic opportunities to our communities while establishing minimum standards for safe products and allowing law enforcement to focus their resources on real public safety matters. I like how they can't also mention that it's like, and we're slowly getting out of this archaic drug war that should have never happened in the first place, and demonizing nonviolent offenders for literally no reason, and we're becoming a better society. He first has to bring up this is a business opportunity because capitalism, baby. I mean, whatever. It's I'm glad it happened. So but isn't that the American way? Like business first.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I fully anticipate seeing crime numbers going down and prison numbers going down, and especially for people of color who are targeted for things like that. As you know, I've never done the pot, but if I
Oh
make it out to
yeah.
California, I
Well,
told you.
now you can get it closer. You just got to go to Jersey now.
Yeah, but I promised I'd pop my pot cherry with you and
Yeah,
Pat.
that's true. That's funny. That's right. We talked about that last time. Was it like we were going to give you edibles or like what was,
Yes.
all right. Yeah, we got to, that's right.
You're not allowed to film what my, what crazy shit I say.
I thought we said we were going to live stream it. I remember that part. I remember we said we were going to live stream it. And I remember I was like, I have to get those mints because they're like very low level. So if it's like your first time, that's probably like do you like cinnamon?
Not particularly, but
All right, well then
um,
I'll get you the mint flavored ones. They make them in both. They make cinnamon and they make just regular mint. So I'll get you the regular mint.
and
And it's
wouldn't it be so hilarious and ironic if I was the one that's like, get me more? These are awesome.
well, honestly, what would potentially happen is you would say that where you'd be like, "Get me more. I'm not really feeling anything," and we'd be like, "This is your first time, huh?" And then we either would be like, "No, Joy, trust us. You don't need more." And then in like an hour or so, you'd realize we were right. Or we'd be like, "All right, if you're gonna insist," and we'd give you more. And in a couple hours, you'd be like, "Oh man, why did I ask for more?" But you'd still be having a good time. You'd still be having a good time.
Well,
But
that's what matters. I may ask you to like get a strobe light and like start dancing like a hippie. And I'm kind of curious to see what I would do. Like, I'm 41, and the fact that I've never done it would be kind of experimental and scientific in a way.
yeah, I mean, and hey, it's never too late. I mean, well, you hear about people that start using it like later because of like whatever health conditions and they realize that it's helpful. So they start using it then. I mean, I don't know. I got into it in like 8th grade. So but then I got out of it for a while. I actually come high school, I didn't care for it that much. And I think it was because kind of like a lot of the people who were into it were just obsessed with it. So it just got to the point where I was just kind of like, I'm like, you kind of ruin it for me. Like, I don't like being around you because you're just so obsessed with trying to get high and stuff. But then in college, I mean, it's just straight up enjoyable. So then I started getting into it again. But yeah, but now you can do it in Jersey. Wildwood, more like Wild Bud. They're doing it. They're doing it in Jersey. Can you imagine how cool some of like the boardwalk pot
Oh
shops
my
are going to
God.
be?
Bananas. Just
Do you-
absolutely people on the boardwalk going on the Ferris wheel. Just like, whoa. That's kind of how I don't know. I always think people like, in SLC Punks, when the water sprinklers get turned on and all the acid leaks through his pocket into his leg, and all of a sudden he's
Vaguely.
just like totally nuts.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. I haven't seen that movie in a long, long time. It's been a long, long time since I've seen that movie. I wasn't a fan actually, which could be a conversation for a different day. I'm assuming you're an SLC punk person.
I enjoyed it because I like the idea that punk rock really is an attitude. Um,
Sure.
I don't like the way that he, went corporate and such, but I do, and wore a suit every day, but I do appreciate the sense that, punk is an attitude. It's fuck the system. That's what punk rock is. It's not necessarily, and this is funny because I have piercings, tattoos, and blue hair, but
Yeah.
that's not what punk is. That's a style. But real
Sure.
true punk rock is also that. Fuck the system. You don't like what I'm going to say or do. Fuck you.
No, I hear you. I mean, I'm on board. I just mean like the movie itself. I mean, I enjoy it. Made me laugh definitely a couple times, but like just the overall direction they took it, I just didn't. really care for it all that much. I mean, and plus I had high hopes for it because of the plot and what it was about. And so I was a little disappointed when I saw it. I do remember that. Like I was like,
Did you ever see the original Suburbia with Flea?
I have not. I have not.
It's like from 1980 and it's like filmed really gritty, and it's, Flea is one of the punk rockers and it's just a bunch of punk rockers, their daily life. But since it's like 1980, they're all like, yeah, man, gag me with this spoon. And they sound like total Valley girls. It's amazing.
Gag me with the spoon.
Yeah, like right on, man. Yeah, I totally feel you. It's tubular. Like that's how they talk. But they have like mohawks and stuff.
It's the 80s, bro. Gag me with a spoon. That's gotta be on a t-shirt.
Exactly.
Gag just me like with a spoon. Joy's cannabis experience. That's brilliant. So there you go, New Jersey. We're happy for you. I mean, what else can you say? And of course, it's like they look on the business end of it, but we're slowly dismantling the drug war, which is good. How close do you think we are to federal? Like how close? I mean, the article reminds us that 14 states in DC. How close do you think we are to federal?
Because of those numbers, I would tend to say pretty close, but the states that give me trepidation would be, the redder states. And because it is on a state level, I could see like Republicans, just going batshit crazy, like, this is going to ruin people's lives. And, even Biden himself said it's a gateway drug. Said he was entertaining the idea of legalizing it, and of course walked it back immediately. So because of who's in office, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna go federal yet.
Well, I don't think like super soon, but you bring up Republicans. Well, look at someone like a John Boehner. Someone who is just like, oh, wait, there's money to be made. I'm sold. I think at the end of the day, a lot of these, virtue signaling politicians, especially on the right, but definitely like all across the board, at the end of the day, they just care about their pocketbook and they just care about the votes that they're going to win. They don't really care.
I'm picturing him with a pocketbook and it's amazing.
Yeah, like they don't really care about. So I think it's like, once they realize there is money to be made, they're just going to be like, whatever. And I think by the time we're hovering around 20, we're going to get there. Like once we get a little bit closer to 20, so like a handful more states, we're going to get there. That's what I think.
I could see that. Yeah.
I mean, dude, South Dakota's pushing it. So I think once we're around 20, we're going to get federal. That's my guess. So it could be within the next handful of years. I don't think it's going to be this year or next year, but it could be, I don't know, maybe before Biden's out. Maybe.
Well, I mean, Kamala did smoke it. And, she had that, bootleg Tupac tape that she got out of a guy's trunk that she listened to before he ever made music. Right. So, she's kind of hip. She's cool. So she may try to influence, even though it would hurt her private prison experience. She may try to, push it through to be that cool chick.
Yeah. I mean, she had the pot that was so good. She got to time travel and now she, she has her Chuck Taylors and everything. So yeah, Ooh. She might. That would be.
I just sold several pairs online because I couldn't look at them without thinking of all the shoes. Like, I'm like, I've been wearing these shoes for over 2 decades, and you literally just ruined them. And they don't look good unless they're beat up, just so she knows.
That's true, actually. I used to wear them religiously for, like, a lot of years, and then I don't know, I kinda had to stop because I felt like they don't really provide any ankle support
They're
whatsoever.
uncomfortable as fuck.
Like, they're
They
really
give you
not the best
blisters.
shoes. I mean, they're super and, you know, when we were, like, coming up or whatever, they were super cool to wear, like, everybody wore Chucks, but then, like, eventually you're just I don't know, one day I was just thinking and I'm like, "These if I ran in these, I would have problems for a while."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I shouldn't wear these." And then I just kinda stopped. But, so congratulations, Jersey. We're happy for you. One step closer. There you go.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our